Though not when services are taking place. Not everyone is thrilled with the addition to the cathedral, which is located about 30 miles southeast of London. One calling the golf course an act of desecration. But I don't know. Get people into church?
It gets more people in. It gets.
I don't know if there's a theme for the holes, you know, like windmills.
It's an interesting idea. Just for the summer they do that,
yeah,
right?
Just for the summer.
Yeah.
All right, that's our time for now. We thank you for watching. Hope to see you back here again tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.
And right now, a Janesville man convicted of killing a second person while driving under the influence is sentenced. We'll hear from the victim's family.
Plus, an update from Missouri as officials say they have found human remains while looking for the missing Wisconsin brothers.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 5.
And breaking news into our newsroom, authorities say human remains have been found on a northwest Missouri farm that has been the focus of a search for two missing Wisconsin brothers.
Clinton County Sheriff Larry Fish said the remains were found on a farm near Bramer. Authorities have been searching at that farm for 35-year-old Nicholas Diemel and his 24-year-old brother Justin, who have been missing since July 21st.
The cause of death has not been determined. This is still an active investigation, and the human remains have not been identified at this time. Investigators are still working with Frontier Forensic Doctors to determine what took place.
The farm was operated by Garland Joseph Nelson. He is currently being held without bond at the Caldwell County Detention Center.
A Janesville man will spend the next 15 years in prison after killing a second person while driving while intoxicated.
The family of the latest victim made an emotional plea to the judge before that sentencing this afternoon. Danica Lewis has the latest from Greene County Courtroom. Danica?
Well, Mark and Susan, those pleas were for the maximum possible sentence, and that is what they got. Nathan Leopold will spend 15 years in prison and another 5 on extended supervision. He's convicted of killing 2 people within a 15-year span, both while driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol. 70-year-old David Leck died in October of 2017. You're seeing pictures of him that were shown in court today. His kids and grandkids took turns describing a kind, endlessly positive force who gave the best hugs. One of his granddaughters, Emily, was in the van with him when the crash happened.
I remember just sobbing and sobbing, asking the EMS if he was going to be okay, even though deep down I knew in my heart that he was gone. I just didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to believe that my best friend, the man that taught me to be who I am today, was gone.
This was Leopold's second conviction like this. He served time for a 2002 hit and run that killed 28-year-old Amy Kubler. He was under the influence, that said, during that crash as well. Now, some of David Leck's family members mentioned Amy in their testimony today, saying if Leopold committed the same crime twice, there is no reason that he wouldn't do it again. The judge agreed and issued that maximum sentence today.
Maybe some closure for the family.
You certainly hope so.
All right, Danica, thank you.
Thank you, Danica.
The second woman who says Quintet Cephas sexually assaulted her says that she has little memory of that night more than a year ago.
We heard from her today during the second day of the trial of the former UW football player. Rose Schmidt is live at the Dane County Courthouse to explain both sides' arguments. Rose?
Mark and Susan, the trial just wrapped up for the day. Quintet Cephas' lawyers argue that the sex between him and the woman was consensual, but she took the stand today and argued that she was too drunk to consent. She testified that she doesn't remember meeting Cephas at a Madison bar or the details of the alleged sexual assault. She said she did not want to have sex with the former UW wide receiver. Cephas' lawyers questioned her about a short text conversation with Cephas that happened after that, where she used kissy face and heart emojis and asked Cephas if he found her vaping device called a Juul.
So you didn't think the fact that you had sent these messages back and forth with Quintez was important? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
When you look at these messages, do they look friendly?
No. They just seem like I wanted my jewel back.
The defense argues that because she was able to get an Uber and get back to her dorm room after the alleged sexual assault, she was not too drunk to consent. She says she has no memory of that Uber ride. Two nurses who examined both of the two alleged victims also testified today. We're expecting to hear later this week from Cephas's former teammate, Danny Davis.
All right, Rose Schmidt reporting live from the Dane County Courthouse. Thank you.
An investigation is underway after a man died in a crash in Janesville. It happened at 8:50 this morning. Police say a 38-year-old man was traveling on Holiday Road when he crashed into the back of a parked SUV. Officers say when they arrived at the scene, the man was found dead and pinned in his vehicle. Police say they are not releasing the man's name at this time. Officers with the Beloit Police Department are investigating a number of burglaries and an arson in Rock County. The burglaries occurred sometime between July 24th and 25th in Beloit and the town of Turtle. Police believe it started when an orange and black UTV, gas cans, and a lawnmower were stolen from a shed at Beloit College. Police believe the suspects then committed a burglary at Mary J. Ranch and Springbrook Mobile Homes on Collie Road. Then the suspects are suspected of lighting the gas cans on fire outside of Central Christian Church.
I believe there's no fear for the community. What we're asking now is to try to recover the UTV and to try to identify the subjects that were involved in these crimes so that we can bring them to justice.
Anyone with information on these crimes is asked to contact Greater Beloit Area Crime Stoppers.
The Fitchburg Police Department is looking for a missing adult who has medical and mental health concerns. Officers are looking for 54-year-old Justine Wendland. She was last seen Tuesday around 4 p.m. in the 2900 block of Fish Hatchery Road in Fitchburg. Police say her mother told officers that Wendland had not been taking her medication consistently over the last week. She has no access to a vehicle, cell phone, and does not have any financial accounts. Anyone with information asked to call the Fitchburg Police Department.
Let's get a check on the weather now. Dana Fulton is on the weather patio. Dana?
Another delightful day. Here's a live look from our WISC-TV sky cam. There are a few clouds, but also plenty of sunshine. It actually feels really nice outside for us. We've been in a really great pattern so far this week. Looking at our Doppler track, we don't have anything new moving in. Some showers well off to the west in Iowa, but we are going to stay mostly clear, nice and quiet, and pretty comfortable for the rest of this evening. It's about 79 right now in Madison. Same goes for Janesville, close to 77 in the Dells, about 78 in Prairie du Chien. Now, our breeze is going to stay pretty calm and quiet. Looking ahead to tomorrow, plan on a nice sunny day yet again, and temperatures hovering close to average in the afternoon. A little bit of rain chance might march in by the weekend, but we'll take a closer look. What's ahead with your forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Dana, thank you. Conservatives are challenging some of Governor Tony Evers' actions on the state budget. The Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty is filing a lawsuit challenging certain partial vetoes that Governor Evers made in the state budget. They argue that Governor Evers went beyond the reach of his powers to essentially create new laws that the legislature never approved. Governor Evers says it's another way conservatives are trying to limit his power following his victory over Scott Walker last year.
This case is not about politics. It's not about personalities. It's about an important principle, and that is the principle of separation of powers.
It's time for our state to move on. We had an election last November, and apparently the Wisconsin Law and Liberty group doesn't believe that happened.
It's up to the state Supreme Court to take up the case or not. The lawsuit asks the court to overturn nearly 40 years of precedent. Starting tomorrow, the court will have a 5-2 conservative majority.
Well, the city of Madison is getting ready for cell carriers to put cell towers every several hundred feet around town.
The goal is to increase internet speed and upgrade to a 5G network, but this faces some opposition from some community members. Our Jamie Perez joins us at the municipal building downtown, where a public input meeting is happening now. Jamie?
Well, some people who were at the first meeting several weeks ago were talking about concerns that they had, particularly as it related to health and the environment, more specifically talking about radiation concerns that they had with these cell towers. Now, the whole point of this meeting is to address these concerns that people have. Now, the plans going forward for these cell towers include putting these small cells on current street poles or to have new freestanding poles like the ones that you see right here in this picture. Now, the city is trying to stay away from putting these new poles in to take up less space on the streets. Now, for the people whose main concern with these cell towers is concerning health, the city says that FCC regulations make it so they have to comply with the health standards and the monitoring of them as well. Now, these cell towers will happen, and you'll probably see them around the area very soon.
So starting tomorrow, August 1st, anybody who wants to install a small cell facility can apply for the permit. And we could be seeing more of these small cell facilities in areas of our community as early as maybe probably 2 weeks.
Now, the small cell antennas, I was told, cannot be larger than 3 cubic feet, and they could be placed on the public right of way, but they are trying to prevent cutting down any city trees that are in their way if they do so. And there are people here at this meeting expressing further concerns that they have. If you watching at home, you want to learn more about these small cell towers, you can find more information on the city's website.
All right, Jamie Perez reporting live from downtown. Thank you. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources is warning of online hunting and fishing license scams. The DNR said it is aware of at least 2 websites appearing to offer fishing or hunting licenses. It said after consumers pay a fee, they only receive information on how to apply for a hunting or fishing license. The DNR said these websites also collect sensitive personal data as part of their unauthorized transactions. To purchase a valid fishing license in Wisconsin, go to a DNR service center or from the department's website.
The Capital One data breach has a lot of us asking, has my information been compromised? While it's too early to tell how many people in Wisconsin were hacked, there are a few things you can do to know if your information was stolen. First of all, check your accounts, all of your accounts online, not just your Capital One account. Consumers should also look for any discrepancies in their purchasing habits at least every couple of weeks. Hackers may use your information to open credit cards and apply for loans outside of the ones that you currently have. So check your credit report often. And if you find out you have been hacked, here's some advice from the Wisconsin Bankers Association.
Contact your companies right away. Contact the financial institution that certainly where you believe the fraudulent activity is happening, but you really need to alert all of your financial institutions, all your credit card companies that something is going on, and then potentially even law enforcement as well.
And if you're looking for more resources, head to our website, channel3000.com.
It is the last day of free agency, and the Milwaukee Brewers are making some moves. Milwaukee traded former All-Star first baseman Jesus Aguilar to the Tampa Bay Rays for right-hand pitcher Jake Faria. The Brewers also made a deal with the San Francisco Giants by trading their top infielder prospect, Mauricio Dubon, for pitcher Drew Pomeranz and Ray Black.
Alondo Tucker, Wisconsin basketball's all-time leading scorer, is taking a new role at UW-Madison. Tucker will be the interim assistant coach this upcoming season. Assistant coach Howard Moore is moving into a long-term care facility and is on medical leave following a crash that happened earlier this summer in Michigan, which killed his wife and daughter. Tucker released a statement saying, "I never wanted to join the Wisconsin coaching staff under circumstances like this, and my thoughts and prayers are with Howard and his family and will continue to be all season. Howard Moore is the ultimate Badger and a tremendous coach. I owe it to him and my alma mater to do my best to coach up to his standard."
Well, there's more to come on News 3 Now at 5. Up next, the Trump administration opens the gates for the importation of prescription drugs.
And then coming up tonight at 6, how the Sun Prairie Post Office is honoring fallen firefighter Captain Corey Barr.
But first on Wall Street today, the Dow Industrial's down 333 points. The Nasdaq lost 98. The S&P 500 down 32. We'll be right back. With the prices for prescription drugs getting more and more astronomical, the Trump administration is clearing the way to import lower-cost prescription drugs from Canada.
Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar announced states, wholesalers, and pharmacies can now submit plans on how they would import certain drugs from Canada that are versions of FDA-approved drugs.
Decades, the response here at FDA and HHS has been, it can't be done. It can't be done. Don't send us your plans. Now we're saying, we think it can be done.
This is a step toward using importation to provide relief for some people who are struggling with their drug prices, but it is not a solution that will help all of us because it's very limited in its scope.
The plan still has to go through the regulatory process and could face court challenges from drug makers. The head of the Pharmaceutical Research and Manufacturers of America issued a statement calling the administration's importation scheme far too dangerous for American patients, adding there's no way to guarantee the safety of the drugs that come in from outside the U.S.
Part 2 of the Democrats' second presidential debate takes place this evening in Detroit. The presidential hopefuls will be vying for airtime tonight. All eyes will be on Vice President Joe Biden and California Senator Kamala Harris as they meet for a rematch. Tonight may be the last time on stage for some candidates. They face a higher bar in fundraising and polling to qualify for the next debate. The debate tonight is on CNN starting at 7 o'clock.
Residents in Baytown, Texas are being urged to shelter in place after a fire broke out at an ExxonMobil plant. Officials say at least 37 people were injured in that fire. The company is reportedly conducting air quality monitoring at the site and on the fence line.
Let's get a look now at your first alert weather. Meteorologist Dana Fulton has your forecast. Dana?
A lot of sunshine today as we look at a time lapse over downtown. Of course, we did have a few clouds coming in this afternoon, but they didn't bring along any rain and they really didn't block out a lot of the sun. That was the good news. And right now we have a really nice scene downtown. Temperature wise, we're in the upper 70s. It's very comfortable and our Doppler track is going to stay quiet through the rest of the evening and overnight. A really clear and comfortable night expected. We have some showers again well off to the southwest in Iowa, but none of those will be crossing on into our areas. High pressures in control of most of the northern Midwest and plains, keeping things pretty quiet. Now they are getting some strong thunderstorms and rain along the east coast. That cold front's going to continue to drive east. We don't have anything wrapping around and moving on in for us, and that front off to the west isn't going to be impacting us either. We're just looking at a slight chance once we get towards the end of Saturday to maybe see an isolated shower or two. Again, right now we're at 79 in Madison, about 75 in Dubuque, 70 in Milwaukee, right around along the lake. It's a little cooler compared to this time yesterday, though. A little bit of a warm up and our temperatures still incredibly comfortable outside, and our dew point sitting in a great spot also in the 50s. Which means it feels fantastic with that sun and our temperatures in the upper 70s. Overnight lows will be dropping into the mid to upper 50s, so it'll be a very cool and comfortable start to the day. Tomorrow, plan on a mostly sunny sky throughout the state as that high pressure really shifts right on overhead. For Friday, we continue to see that mostly sunny trend. Again, it's not until the end of Saturday that some showers might start to build in. Right now, we're just going with the slight chance for some showers and thunderstorms developing late in the day on Saturday, or maybe heading in overnight into early Sunday morning, but it's just a small chance right now. A little closer look at tonight. Again, those overnight low temperatures will be in a great spot for tomorrow morning. A breeze coming from the northeast heading into Thursday afternoon. We'll see a little bit of a warm up. It'll be a little more seasonal with temps in the low 80s for Thursday. By Friday, we're still in the 50s early in the day, and then in the afternoon, mid to low 80s. So just a little warmer outside, but not a big hop for us for Friday. Overnight in Madison at about 57. Again, our breeze coming from the northeast, so it is some cooler air shifting in. Mostly clear sky and just very comfortable outside overnight. It's nice when our dew points aren't too high overnight. And for the afternoon, our dew points will stay lower tomorrow afternoon. Plan on a high of about 81, so a very seasonal day. Continuing a little bit of a warming trend heading into the weekend, but still that mostly sunny sky will keep things very nice. 81 in the low 80s for Thursday, mid to low 80s on Friday, and then we're hovering in the mid-late 80s through the weekend and into the start of next week. Just that slight chance for some showers or maybe a thunderstorm late on Saturday. Sunday looks dry right now, with another chance for some storms to develop later in the day on Monday. Notice behind that storm chance, of course, our temperatures will back off just a little bit for the middle of next week. We are expecting some sunshine also to build right back on in for us after that rain chance slides on through. As far as how things are going on the roads right now, here's a look at the Beltline right at Todd Drive. Of course, both east and westbound seem to be just a little slower right now, quite a bit of congestion on both sides. No major accidents to report. That is the good news. There's a little bit of loose gravel on 134 North. That's just before County O, but as long as you're going the speed limit, you should be just fine. Again, east and westbound delays on both sides, just as there's more folks hopping on the roads. As far as our speeds are concerned, we'll look at the eastbound side first. Going about 60 before you get close to Seminole Highway, and then of course things start to slow down into the teens near Fish Hatchery Road. And then once you get past John Nolan, speeds start to increase yet again. A lot of delays along the isthmus with traffic as well. Wanakee, you're going slow both east and west on 113, and then near DeForest, we don't have any delays right now. To get from Janesville to the Beltline, it'll take you 26 minutes, 16 minutes to get from Sauk City to Middleton, and then Sun Prairie to downtown. The drive's a little longer than usual at about 19 minutes this evening. That's a quick look at traffic.
All right, thanks, Dana.
Ahead at 5, every year, dozens of children die after being left in hot cars. How high-tech and low-tech plans to prevent a tragedy. That's coming up after this. Well, today is National Heat Stroke Prevention Day. The group Kids and Cars says so far this year, at least 24 children have died after being left behind in hot cars.
Some automakers are creating high-tech options to prevent a tragedy, while one teenager has come up with a simple solution. Lisa Mateo reports.
Juan Rodriguez broke down in court as he pleaded not guilty to manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide charges. Police say the Iraq War veteran went to work last Friday and forgot his one-year-old twins were in the back seat. He found them nearly 8 hours later.
My client is inconsolable. I mean, he is beside himself in grief.
And on Monday, a 2-year-old died after being left in a van outside this daycare in Florida.
It's a tragedy that happens often, whether it's 70 degrees or 90 outside. The temperature inside a closed car can jump more than 30 degrees in just 30 minutes.
Little children don't have to die this way.
Jeanette Fennell with kidsandcars.org points to several new vehicles with technology that reminds parents they put something in the back seat.
How can we not say something that would save the life of a precious child isn't of paramount importance?
Safety advocates are pushing Congress to pass the Hot Cars Act, which would require all car makers to adopt similar technology. While lawmakers consider the legislation,
this hang tag can go right over your mirror.
Hannah Rudy has a low-tech solution, a two-sided tag that tells the driver if there's a child in the car.
When you're in the car, you say baby in, and then when you and your child get out, you just flip it to baby out.
The 14-year-old from Virginia came up with the idea after 2 children died in her town last year. Now she's teamed up with local law enforcement to distribute the tags.
Kids are our future, and we need to make sure that they're safe.
She hopes her invention will do just that. Lisa Mateo, CBS News, New York.
Another check of your forecast coming up.
Tonight on the CBS Evening News, breaking news. CBS News has learned Osama bin Laden's son Hamza has been killed. We'll be following the late developments. Our Eye on America investigation. First responders were called to help a man suffering from a psychotic episode. Why was he found dead hours later? And more seniors are binge drinking, why it's especially dangerous for them. That's all tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
All right, get outside this evening.
It's really nice outside right now. We have sunshine and really comfortable temperatures. Overnight, we're expecting our mostly clear sky to stay around. It'll stay comfortable. Temperatures will drop to the upper 50s. Thursday, plan on staying in the low 80s with sunshine. We stay in the low 80s for Friday and get the sunshine back again. By Saturday, though, we start to creep up into the mid 80s. Maybe a little more humid outside as there's going to be a slight chance for some isolated showers and thunderstorms Saturday afternoon and overnight into Sunday. Our next system, our opportunity for significant rain, will hold off until Monday, and then we'll cool back down closer to 80 for the middle of next week.
All right, enjoy.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dan. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you back here at 6 o'clock. The CBS Evening News starts right now.